So you've been in the fashion industry for the last 20 years, which is not an easy feat, doing the same thing over the last 20 years. But before you get into your journey, I'd like just to know about your upbringing. How was your upbringing like, and where did this particular entrepreneurship bug come along? Was it from your mom? Or what did your mom used to do?
Actually, yes. And then I would say both. Because my mom sold clothes. She used to sell clothes. She used to bring in clothes from, those days, Dubai, the UK.
Oh, stuff. Back in the day?
Yes.
My goodness, that is the 80s or what?
Yes, she used to bring in clothes. And then she was very particular about how my sister and I dressed. So I look back now and I see where,
that influence.
Yeah, it influenced, because I had no streaks of fashion anywhere. I didn't care, but my sister is the one who drew and sat with the designer and made sure that our clothes, were made in a certain manner. I just used to show up, wear and go. But I remember one family trip. We took a holiday and my dad was taking us out he said, I'm going to show you the lakeside. And it was a road trip across Nakuru, Eldoret, to Kisumu. I still have photos until today. Yeah. And we traveled in heels.
Heels?
Yes, and I remember my mom was trying to make sure that we learn how to wear heels,
How old are you then?
About, I don't know, I think 16, 17.
All right.
And wow, I look at those photos and I'm like, wow, we were smart. It was very particular. She was very particular about how we picked our clothes and stuff like that. And of course, after some time, she let it be. I think she realized we figured it out now. You guys can do your thing. So that alone got me to understand how to dress myself up and value good clothes. So when it comes to entrepreneurship and being able to do the business, I wouldn't even say that I grew up knowing I want to do a business. I just grew up knowing that I need to do what I love to do and being encouraged to do what I love to do. So my dad looked very clearly onto the things that we are good at. And I was that child that the birthdays at home had to be set in a certain manner.
Very particular.
I used my hands a lot. I set the tables in a certain manner. I was very particular about food, anything hands, hair. And by the time I was getting to fourth form, there was no discussion. Everybody knew I'm going to be a chef or something.
Yeah, I read it somewhere. You're supposed to have been a chef.
I am a chef. I'm a trained chef for 3 years. I actually went to school to study that.
Interesting. So you always had this particular passion just to use your hands and...
I'll make roses out of tomatoes. Anything that involves starting it from zero. I'm a super creative. I'll use my hands and I'll make it according to how I visualize it. So, food is the first thing that a girl comes across at home, and that's why most of us who are creative, we start from food because it's at home, it's easily accessible.
True.
Yeah. So I went to college to study.
Here in Kenya or abroad?
Yes, here. Actually, I went to a college in Meru because I did not make it into Italy, where I really wanted to go. And I was so heartbroken, and my dad said, don't worry, your career will still. So I'll take you to our diploma course, and then after that, you can go to South Africa and continue with it. Okay, so I did my 3 years, graduated top of my class, and set out to go and do my degree in food and beverage.
Yes,
I changed my mind.
Well,
so in between, while I was waiting for my results to come out, I knew one thing for sure though, that I do not want to work in a hotel setup.
Yeah.
Even as I did what I did and I did it well,
Why is that?
I knew that I don't want that setup.
Is it because of the routine or what?
I am very family oriented, so I kept on thinking, when people are out for Christmas, I am at work. How does this make sense? When I start a family, will I do night shifts? So those are the questions that kept on coming to my mind, and I would wonder. Then monotony, how would I deal? Remember, I'm a creative. It's
creatives don't like to be controlled.
Yeah, something this setup, because I've done internships, I'd say feeling I'm being confined. This is not working. So, but remember, I also came from a home where you're listened to. If you don't want, just say you don't want, it's okay. So I had the freedom to.
And that's very interesting, because what I'm getting from you is that your parents were very keen in terms of that which you're good at, and they're trying to take you through that.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
they
And that's very
looked
different
into-
because it was in the, I presume, the 80s, 70s. Things are very
Yeah.
different. I'm like, you have to go to school, there's a presumed manner, but here you are, you're having a different path.
My dad was very cosmopolitan. He didn't follow rules of who and what a tribe is supposed to be or a girl is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's you and your personality and what you want, and he works that with you.